Howdy folks, and welcome back to Hilda. Today we're going to be watching Season 1, Episode 10, titled The Storm. And the last episode sure did end with a storm of sorts, didn't it? Between Hilda and Frida and David all getting in that huge fight and Frida essentially splintering from the group. I've been excited all week to watch this one. I could not wait to get to this one. I've just been itching to see it, and I'm expecting us to actually not get any resolution with the Frida thing today. Seeing as how it looks... the Raven is back in this one, according to the little blurb in Netflix. It doesn't mention anything about Frida in this one, so I'm expecting, like, maybe we're just going to shelf that and revisit that at a later date. Who knows? Have some David-centric adventures, and, you know, apparently it's going to be good to see the Raven again. The lighting is different today. This is another daytime recording. When I recorded last time during the day, I think it was too bright if I had this light on, so I have a little bit of natural light coming from here. I hope it's fine. I hope it looks okay. Slightly different. Let me know what you think. Additionally, since I don't have too much else to say, since it is another daytime recording, I have English breakfast once again with that same oat caramel creamer, non-dairy stuff. That's so good. I think I don't really have much else to say, except my new headcanon is that Hilda has a slight crush on the goth librarian, and that's the reason why she keeps going to the library episode after episode. It's not because she necessarily needs to, it's just because she wants to hang out with the goth librarian who she aspires to be as goth as her someday. So that's my new headcanon, and I'm just gonna stick with that. So let's scooch over here. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for watching this video. We are nearing the end of Season 1. We're just going to keep right on trucking through Season 2, then the Mountain King movie, and then Season 3 to finish things out. So I think I did calculations. We're going to be watching Hilda pretty much through December, I think, or into December at least. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you see when all the Hilda stuff goes up. Watch this journey, keep on this journey with me as I watch Hilda. I think that's what I was trying to get out here. I have Patreon if you want to see these early and uncut, channel memberships as well if you just want the edited cuts early. I am now about a week and a half ahead or so it's, you know, over time, as I get further and further ahead, hopefully, allegedly, fingers crossed, it becomes a better and better deal. So if you want to support the channel a little bit further, want a little bit early access or uncut access over on the Patreon, link to the Patreon in the description of this video, or click the join button here. Other than that, I have a Discord server. I don't advertise the Discord server too much, but there's a link to that in the description of this video as well as a link to go follow me over on Twitch. I'd love to see you over there while I stream some games. Now, without further ado, let us start up with Hilda, Season 1, Episode 10, The Storm. Starting up in 3, 2, 1, go. And I know I mention this all the time, but I got so thrown off by the fact that we had like 2 or 3 episodes pretty early on that had cold opens before we got this little intro song. And now it's throwing me off that we're just not doing that anymore. And, you know, just knowing that we're going to see the Raven again in this one, I'm looking through seeing like, okay, who else are we going to see again? That's a cool little picture. Ooh, that's a rather large building over there. But I do see that Raven off in the distance, floating in the air. Or flying, not floating. What?
You haven't been out with Frida and David for a while.
Oof.
Is everything okay?
No, not at all.
Everything's fine.
Yeah, it's just a completely different vibe, huh? That sounds almost like Alfred's voice actor. Oh hey, that scarily accurate meteorologist. Ominous rumble, sorrowful winds.
Victoria Van Gale is never wrong.
Oh no, today's the first day she was wrong.
I was going to go to the library to see if I could find a copy of this book that Frida's lost. But looking at the weather, I think I'm going to give the whole leaving the house thing a miss today.
Aw. That's not the only reason she wanted to go to the library, let's be honest. Since I did read that little blurb, it said something about a snowstorm happening. Which, I don't know how this turns into a snowstorm.
Must be the storm.
This is Victoria Van Gale. The weather today, not exactly the best.
Yep. No.
Area of high pressure should start to see the storm shift away from the city. Hopefully. Maybe.
Hopefully.
In the meantime,
Maybe.
Expect nothing but continuous rain throughout. Scratch that. Looks like we've got some
Snow?
Snow, okay.
Come on, Twig.
So just
Let's go make a snow trial.
all of a sudden. Oh, and I love that all of a sudden, you know, it was raining a lot. If it is snowy now, first of all, that's going to be either really slushy on the... Oh no, there he is. There's the boy. Hey, I was just flying here and I figured I'd stop by.
What are you doing here?
Your house is warm.
Have you seen what it's like out there?
Yeah, just look out the window.
Make yourself at home. But I'm going out there. Oh,
Hilda, it's Mum.
just about to...
Listen, don't go outside, okay? Stay in and stay warm. So help yourself to the leftover pie in the fridge if you get hungry, yeah? All right, I better go. Bye.
Pie for dinner. I just want to say it's crazy that, like, you know, the rain was keeping her in, and then all of a sudden, as soon as it turned snowy, she's like, ooh, yeah, let's go outside. And then now her mom's like, don't go outside in this. But hey, what kid doesn't like to go out in the snow? I mean, I live in South Texas, so our opportunities to see snow are very, very limited. And all of a sudden, I just realized it's like very much darker. I'm gonna try to... Yeah, that's better, I think. Yeah, I think that's a lot better. Our opportunities to see snow in South Texas are very, very limited. So on those very rare occasions where it does snow, you better believe your ass I'm getting outside. Anytime I'm near snow, I just love playing in it still. But what I wanted to say, I think I started to say it, but if it was raining so torrentially and then all of a sudden that switched to snow, that's going to be some slushy shit on the ground. Hilda, you probably don't want to play in that. Additionally, if it did all of a sudden have a hard freeze and all that is iced up, that's going to be really slippery, Hilda. There was a lot of water on the ground there already, so be careful when you go outside. That, honestly, you know, I would stay inside. I'd be like, you know what, let's just give it a little while. Let's wait for it to, like, stick to the ground and pack up a little bit, and then we'll go play in it. Well, it's not all gross and slushy and muddy on the ground. Ugh. Can't catch a break today, huh? Hey, I'm scared of thunder too.
Is there normally thunder when it snows?
Oh wait, no, he's a thunderbird.
It has all the hallmarks.
Oh no, I just realized that was the pie.
For them?
It was supposed to be for Hilda.
Let's see.
She did tell him to make himself at home, right?
My sincerest apologies to the 3 or 4 people who actually tune into this frequency.
Oh no. Shout outs to Hilda.
Experiencing some technical difficulties. Everything's fine.
Also, Mr. Thunderbird, I apologize for the insensitive joke I made before. Now it's too bright. You know, we have a partly cloudy day. It's just going to be a constant battle with trying to get the lighting just right. But I don't want to flood myself out with this lights up here. I'm making this harder on myself on purpose. Once again, this looks better. My apologies, Mr. Thunderbird, for insinuating that you would be afraid of thunder. Oops. Sorry.
Something bad's happening.
That is a lot of thunder. I guess you don't really think about it when it snows. But, like, it is still, like, rain, basically, right? So you would expect there to be some lightning and thunder, right? Oh, gosh.
This is not good.
Yeah, at what point do you just start trying to hoof it
And I, for
home?
one, believe her.
Victoria Van Gale is in trouble. In danger, even. We have to do something.
Both of them, trouble and danger.
Yes, the storm.
Also,
And
what
it's
you
getting
drinking,
worse.
Mr. Thunderbird?
And if it is weather spirits causing this, then she's the one person who would know what to do.
But
Oh, are we actually going to get to meet her?
Your Coco can
Oh,
wait.
it's Coco,
We
okay.
have to go to the Trollberg weather station.
No! Okay. Alpha comes up with a little straw. Oh, don't mind me.
Are you not going to ask Frida too? I don't think she's going to be up for this one. Okay, I'd be glad to come.
Meanwhile, Frida has, like, fused in.
Weather station.
Meanwhile, she's fused in with her dirty room. She has become a part of it by now.
Beginning to regret this.
Yeah, Hilda didn't know David when we had our Thunderbird episode.
Between who?
weather spirits?
Are they corporeal? Do we get to meet them? Oh. Interesting. That there's no actual weather at the weather station.
This is amazing. Look at all this.
Okay, so that's what that building
No
was.
wonder she's good at predicting the weather.
She just has a vast surveillance network on the whole city. She knows the weather, and she knows what you do in your home. I never thought we'd actually get to meet the weather person. Not something I had on my bingo card that I did not make for this series.
Something really did happen here.
Frida lives here. It's very dirty.
Victoria! Victoria Van Gale!
Interesting.
Victoria? Ah, well, she's not here.
I mean, look upstairs, right? There were several levels to this place, right? Oh, is that her? She looks like a crazy lady.
Victoria Van Gale?
Oh, who the devil are you?
I'm one of the 3 people that listen to your weather
I'm your
broadcasts.
biggest. Well, I bet everyone says that they're your biggest fan, but I'm a pretty big one.
Wow, don't worry about that broadcast nonsense. As you can see, everything's fine.
You don't look fine. Also, she's got so many, like, levers and buttons. I wonder if she has the machine that goes ping.
I think something funny's going on.
I also think something funny's going on.
Yeah, she hasn't left this station in, like, years, probably.
Right. Here are your visitor stickers and your complimentary Greater Trollberg Meteorological Bureau keyring.
Is that a large novelty pencil?
Help yourself to a giant pencil.
Yep.
This is a
She's like the Willy Wonka of weather.
Right, of course.
Weather Wonka.
Is the studio where I'm.
Where you make your broadcasts. This is the coolest thing ever.
Meanwhile, somebody else listening is like, hey, that's not Victoria.
What's in here?
Oh, that's my bedroom.
Oh,
It's a bit of a mess.
hey, you should talk with Frida about that.
Now, far
Interesting.
more interesting is the main
No, far more
service
interesting is what's in your
the
bedroom that you
skies
just
and conduct
locked.
The vast majority of my work.
That's quite a password. Also, that was really well animated on her hands with all the little finger motions she was doing. Wait, does she control the weather?
I'm sorry?
Oh,
Push that lever.
interesting. That's why she's so accurate. No, okay, so when I saw the, I don't think I made the joke, but when I saw the little title card with that little building with all the satellites and everything coming off of it, I almost made a reference to my favorite game of all time, Mother 3, has a chapter where you're investigating lightning strikes that are happening on this town. Turns out the enemy faction of focus, please. Hello. The enemy faction of the game has erected like a large tower that essentially has like lightning lasers, basically, and they basically are controlling the weather from there. And I almost made a joke like, oh, is that a weather control station? Knowing, having read the blurb, knowing that, first of all, the title being the storm, second of all, is seeing a thing about snow. I was like, oh, does she control the weather up there? But I didn't make the joke. I really wish I would have. I almost said, oh, is that Thunder Tower over there? Because I think that's what it was called in the game. And I really wish I would have. That would have been such a good Oracle moment, but it was up here, and now there's no proof. There's no proof that I had one. Dang it. This lever controls the Keurig. Ugh.
This is what coffee tastes like.
Oh,
I
no.
prefer cocoa.
I prefer tea.
But some of them are also for controlling it.
But why would you want to control it?
Imagine the possibilities.
A snowstorm in the middle of summer.
It's that the atmosphere only truly answers to one thing. The weather spirits.
Mm-hmm.
They're not easy to find, of course. But I discovered a way to lure one and perhaps
Okay.
learn from it.
This is dangerous as hell.
How did you manage to lure a weather spirit?
He's so
That's
upset.
not important.
Does he
When
count as a
two
weather
spirits
spirit?
meet, they get into an argument. They love to debate. And that
Or is he
happens
like a
for
lesser
circles.
weather
But when
being?
5, 10 dozens meet at once, well,
You get a storm. Oh my. Oh, that is right over Trollberg too.
we're going to try and summon an air current to blow the storm away from the city.
Make it somebody else's problem.
Engaged.
It blows it over to the wilderness where like Hilda used to live, and the woodman is like, oh, well, this sucks. It's not going to be this easy though, right? Oh no, somehow we summon an air current that's going to blow it back towards us here at the weather station. My, that's strong. Ooh. The music here? I mean, the music's always good in this show, but like, when it hits just like this, those synths went crazy on that part.
I knew it. No, we can try something else. There has to be.
Is this why the Thunderbirds in this one, we need him to help fix
We
everything?
just blew up the controls.
There's already 52 centimeters of snow in Trollberg.
By
52
my
centimeters,
calculations,
okay.
It'll be 168 by nightfall.
At this rate,
That's as tall as I am,
berries
I think,
by
right? No.
morning.
I did the math fairly recently for somebody who uses the filthy metric system. American superiority. 6 feet tall. I'm 6 feet even. That's 183 centimeters. So that's like almost up to me. That's like up to here probably or so, right? 15 centimeters from the top of my head. Probably up to like here. Like just barely be able to like keep my head above the snow in that case. So that's a lot of snow. And I mean, I guess even like half of a meter would be up to my knees. That's a good bit, but like almost 2 full meters. Woo! That's a lot.
Why do I get the feeling I'm about to get roped into something?
Because you already have.
Hilda!
Ooh, look at that action pose.
The storm's getting worse. Perhaps we could just fly out there and talk to the weather spirits.
Here we go.
Nah, they are fickle bitches, let me tell ya.
Hilda, listen to me. You'd listen to Frida. That's because Frida would know what to do.
Honestly, I don't think Frida would know what to do with weather spirits. Caca!
Climb on.
David, you should probably chill here, TPH. I'm excited to see what these things look like. Or if they even have, like, physical forms. I mean, they probably do, right? They're probably just cloud people that are... Ah, that's crazy looking. I'd be horrified flying into that.
I'm just saying it's
Okay, yeah, they are cloud
to
people.
precipitate on the windward side of any hill I come across. Yeah, it's a heckler? What's the meaning
A
of
heckler. I just got their attention.
Your moderator.
Okay.
Moderate this!
Oh, gosh. Is that how they throw up?
Okay, you will speak one at a time. Every spirit will get their time to speak. One of those coffees.
You know what? That's a wonderful idea. Though I think a herbal tea for myself. More than one coffee and I get a little kooky.
A little kooky. I'd hate to see that. All right, come on, David. Little misdirect.
David!
Please continue.
Thank you.
Is she really doing this?
As I was saying,
Aw. She actually is doing it.
At last.
Okay, I don't know if that's half a meter.
Cradlesticks.
Oh, David!
Oh, I hate that when somebody sees something and we don't get to see it.
Looks like the storm's easing up.
I can't quite recall the point I was trying to make.
Now I feel better.
Let's go find David and get out of here.
Wow, Hilda actually did it. That was much easier than I thought.
Trollberg can look forward to a gentle breeze blowing in off the fjord.
That's how I feel when I'm recording stuff.
Good.
You know, just get my nice little microphone and sit down and watch something and just keep talking.
was it? Why did I...
Uh-oh. Kill. Oh no.
I think we're in trouble.
Is that the original one that she lured over here? Oh my god.
Come on, let's get out of here.
I won't go!
I can't.
Shall I try and grab her?
Now take these. Go to Victoria's bedroom. It's not actually a bedroom.
Okay.
Where is he? What have you done with
Where is
him?
he? Oh, did she have one trapped in there? Did she capture one just to study it? Yo, that same stock sound effect. Yeah, she does have one trapped. Oh, it looks so scared. That's messed up.
You poor thing.
Is that how she powers all of her weather equipment?
This isn't what it looks like.
My baby!
Oh, it sounds like it is what it looks like.
No,
Oh, there's a convenient release button.
please, you don't know what I had to do to catch it.
I don't care.
Yeah, that seems... The ethics on that are just like... Oh, is that the whole station going down? Aw. Well, once again, that was fairly easily solved.
What happened to Hilda?
Hilda's fine. Okay, I was gonna say, we're not ending there, are we? Oh, does the weather spirit have her? Or is she dead and this is the afterlife?
Excuse me! Hey! Hello! Can you turn back? My home's that way! We've got to go back!
Yeah, I was gonna say, oh! Oh, is she back out in the wilderness? Is she gonna see the woodman? Okay, oh, interesting ending right there. Huh. Okay. So we might actually, man, and I referenced the woodman in this episode. Like I specifically mentioned like the wilderness where she came from. I think, what did I say? The storm was going to blow over that way and the woodman's going to be like, oh, well, this sucks. But we might actually see the woodman next time. And it's interesting. We're getting closer and closer to the end of this season, and you know, we spent so much time in Trollberg. We spent like the first like 2 episodes in the wilderness, this big chunk in Trollberg, and now we're back out in the wilderness again for the end. So it's interesting to me that we are essentially ending where we began. I mean, I'm assuming she's not going to spend the last 1, 2, 3 episodes out in the wilderness, right? I'm assuming she will be going back. She's just going to have 1 or 2 adventures out here. Season finale probably dealing with the whole David and Frida stuff. Thankfully, David seems fine. I mean, I'm sure the Thunderbird can get him back. Hey, find your own ride, kid. Caca! And just flies away. No, I don't think the Thunderbird would do that. Joanna knows the Thunderbird, right? She at least met him in that one episode. Hey, I still don't trust you too much. You tried to kill me. Hey, I'm just excited at the prospect of potentially seeing the Woodman again. I don't think there were too many other characters out there that I would want to catch up with. But I genuinely miss the Woodman. He was such a delight in those first couple episodes. Everything he said, almost everything he said, was just so funny. So I think that's where it's trying to lead us, right? And I think it's really interesting that they set up the whole Frida thing, like what was actually taking her book. And we just completely didn't revisit it. It's like, that's a little Mouska tool that's going to help us out later. But it's, you know, it's just something that's in the pocket to deal with at a later time. We have a whole new Hilda thing, solo Hilda adventure coming up here. Interesting that Alpha didn't show up even when Hilda was just kind of moping around in her room. That Alpha wasn't trying to cheer her up or anything. He took the day off. He had a lot of paperwork to fill out, a lot of reports to write, right? So hey, I'm just excited. We have several plot threads now to deal with. I don't think it would be interesting if there was some kind of a betrayal between Hilda and David. Like, yes, he said, I'm too scared, I'm not going to go out there. But he also, at the very end, when he was getting to safety, he's like, hey, Hilda, here's what you need to do. Take this, go in there. It's not a bedroom, all this stuff. So it would be interesting if both Frida and David were mad at Hilda. We had to somehow like make up with the both of them. But I think David's fine for the most part. He's just going to be on his own. It would be interesting to have a solo David episode too. Like if the next episode is just like Frida in the wilderness and then the B plot is just like David by himself trying to like figure out what to do with his day. I think that would be kind of fun. For whatever reason, episodes like that just always interest me. Like for Hazbin Hotel, I said one of the things I want the most in season 2 is just like some people might call it a filler episode, but I just want an episode that's just a day in the life of Nifty. Her just like being an absolute menace around the hotel. And I think that would be so much fun. There's an episode of the Powerpuff Girls when I was a kid that was just like a day in the life of Mojo Jojo when he's not trying to take over the city. And it's just him trying to figure out what to eat for breakfast. You know, he always overspeaks. He repeats the same things he says over and over again. It just takes too long to say one little sentence. You know, he does that. He's sitting there trying to figure out how many eggs to eat in the morning. And then he realizes that he needs to go to the store for something. And it's ridiculous. It's so mundane. And it's just the fact that it's a villain having this mundane, kind of boring morning, just over narrating everything. And it's just so funny to me. So I think it would be interesting to have just at least a B-plot episode of just David like alone trying to like make his own fun, right? But we'll see. Overall, this wasn't necessarily my favorite episode. I'd probably rank it in the lower end of Hilda things. Some of the problems kind of solve themselves pretty quickly. She just kind of went and talked to them, and that worked first try. There was that last one that was dealing with its baby. She, got it out of captivity real quick. Everything kind of fixed itself without too much hassle. Yes, there was some danger involved, but for the most part, it was just kind of problem was presented, problem was solved. The end, kind of. I much prefer the episodes similar to what we had last time with the inter-character kind of drama stuff going on. And yes, we had some fun stuff that presented itself that ended up being a red herring that wasn't the solution to everything after all. And I think that's far more interesting to me. So this one I'd rank a little bit lower, but it was still a lovely, enjoyable episode. Even though I am drinking my English breakfast tea, it did make me want some hot chocolate with several characters drinking that. Not a coffee guy. So I did not want coffee, but my tea is a nice substitute. I just don't like coffee. If I do drink coffee, it's got to be like espresso. It's got to be super, super strong, just like super concentrated, really strong, tiny little cup espresso. That's what I go for coffee. Any normal kind of stuff, like I just can't deal with. I would need to load it up with a lot of cream and sugar. And yes, even though I put some creamer in this English breakfast tea, there's so much other tea that I don't put anything in, and there's such a wide variety. And I know people would say, oh, well, the type of bean or the type of roast is going to make so much of a difference in the flavor character of your coffee, but just to me, it's just all coffee, man. It's just, I don't know, it's not my thing. Tea, I can talk about tea all day. I can recommend so many different types, but when it comes to coffee, it's just like, that's a blank spot for me. But hey, I think I'm done rambling here. I'm just excited to see how we kind of finish out this season. We have 3 episodes left, so we are coming up to the end of it. Real excited to see kind of if the show has a bit of a status quo change, how the season kind of wraps up, how you wrap up a season of a show like this. She's been on so many big adventures. I'd hate to see what kind of huge, grand, epic thing we have at the end of this one. But hey, I'm just excited to see what this show has in store for me. So hey, on your way out, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you leave a like on this video, leave a comment, let me know what you think of this episode. Do you agree with me that this is one of the weaker ones? Let me know, whatever you want to tell me, and I'll catch you next time with some more Hilda. Take it easy, everybody.